Well, this is the day I've been waiting for, the day that I believe that we're done with the freezing weather and the rain for a little bit. It's rained for like 3 or 4 days in a row, just like torrential downpours. There's been flooding everywhere. Man, it's coming down. Well, my drain's working pretty well. It's just overflowed right now. Oh, good Lord, look at that water going through there. Man, that's a lot of water. It'll be good when the grass starts growing. It'll soak up some of that water as it comes down the hill. Well, I'm not going to get anything done today, but you can see where my concrete has gone to. I got like one more section, really, one more big section to finish up, and I got to finish up the stones on this side of the stones on this side of the patio. Are you trying to get in the shot, Shelby? I've been digging out trenches to make sure that the drainage is okay before we put the rest of the stones in, because they've got to come up. But that's going to look nice. This rain has just stumped all my progress though. And over here, I'm continuing on with the sidewalk to go all the way up to, you can see those tires over there. Those are going to go to the back. The sidewalk's going to go from here up there. And I think I'm going to be done with all this stinking concrete. Everybody that said something like, where's the reinforcing mesh, or it's going to break up, or it's not going to hold, I'm okay with that. I agree. There's a lot of issues with just pouring concrete on the ground and letting it rip, tater chip. But I'm going to find out how well it does, and if it starts breaking up, I'll rake it out and throw another bag on top of it. And then after that, it froze 2 nights in a row and didn't get above 40 degrees. So today's supposed to be in the 60s, and then next week it's clear sailing. So I'm pretty excited about that. I've got a lot done around the house, even though the Toyota has just sat here. Let's take a look at where I'm at with the house projects, and then we'll get started on the Toyota. So the concrete pad that I poured, I am really super happy with it. It was like 1,000,000 bags of concrete, but I carried it all the way back down here to the bottom. This is the area where I said I've got plenty of room for activities. Down here I've got some bumpers and new tires and a few other things, a ladder and junk. But I built this gate. So I used one of those gate kits from Home Depot, and it turned out really nice. So awesome. Now the neighbors can't see my white trashedness. These stones here have been Jennifer's project, and she quit working because I said, hey honey, you have to use a level on that and it's not high enough. So then it stopped. I guess I'm gonna have to help her with that. Now this next part turned out really pretty cool. I poured a pad for my electric bicycles. Those 3 are electric bikes. I'm going to do a video on that. These things are pretty stinking cool. They're all kits. Then I poured this concrete patio, and then I figured out how to do a curve, and the patio goes all the way up to the driveway at the corner of it, which is sweet, because we were getting in the mud every time we walked back to the back of the yard. And I poured a pad for the trash can. So it made a big improvement. Lots of concrete, many bags. So glad I'm done with this crap though. So let's get back to the Toyota. The doors I've been prepping. They're sanded down. They're almost ready for primer. Maybe a couple of spots I need to keep sanding because that old painter that I talked to you about. However, if you know anything about doors, you know that the water is designed to go through them and drain out the bottom above the weather stripping. And I noticed an issue with these doors, and I'm going to be treating some of it with Eastwood internal frame coating. Now, this is made for frames, but it'll work just as well on the inside bottom of these doors. So let's take a look at where I'm going to treat that and why I'm going to do it. It's kind of hard to see, but down in the bottom of the door there's a little bit of surface rust right in that edge. And if you look on the outside, you can kind of see that there's a slight amount of rust right here where the holes are. So what I'm going to do is treat it with frame coating and let it run down through there. Hopefully that'll preserve the doors from rusting out in the future. That's the Super 6-way nozzle. This one actually had ice in the bottom of it, so I'm trying to dry it out, and then I'll coat that one too. We'll be ready to prep it. And the hood is about ready for primer also. I'm not sure if you can see it or not. I'll know once I edit the video, right? But it coated the inside of it really, really well. Now this takes a little bit of time to dry. So that little bit of housekeeping is done. I've just got to let that dry real well. And then I'll finish prepping these doors and shoot some primer on them, and then they'll be ready for paint. Devin's here!
Devin's here!
Woo! He came over to see the concrete.
It looks great.
I don't know why he didn't come over before the concrete was down, but you know. Oh, look at his back. He's hurt. He's hurt.
Hurts my back just looking at this.
I know. It looks good though. All my room for activities.
It looks like
in Step Brothers, right?
150, 200 bags easy.
Look, there's the attack dog. He's about to rip your throat out. Look at him.
Yeah, he's vicious.
Huh? Rocky, get him. Get him. Oh, here he comes. Oh, you big chicken. All right, so both doors have been treated for rust. You can kind of see where it ran out the bottom, which is cool because I'm going to be primering that. Now all I got to do is let them dry out, and then they'll be ready to prime with a high build primer, inside, outside, wet sanded, and get some paint on them. While I was working on the doors, I was thinking about the door panels, and these are the original ones that came with the truck when I bought it. They're kind of a two-tone. They've seen better days. They're kind of a fiber amount. I think I could maybe flatten them out, put some like lacquer on the backside and put something weight on it and maybe flatten them down. However, they do make replacements for them, which I was kind of shocked to see. Let's take a look at that. All right, so this is the new panel, and they're not really super cheap. They're about 300 bucks for the pair, but they're made out of plastic. They're not going to mold or get distorted, and I'm really proud of these. I think they're going to look really great on the truck compared to the old ones, and for 300 bucks, it's going to make a huge difference on the way the inside of the truck looks, I believe. But that looks super cool. And I think I'll probably paint this part darker and then leave this inset the lighter gray, just for the accuracy of the originals. But these are super cool. I'll put a link down below to the eBay store where I bought them. Just make sure you order the correct ones when you first order them. All right, so the sun's about to go down. That's going to be it for tonight. I got the doors prepped and the hood prepped, ready for primer. The hood, I'm not going to prime the whole thing. I'm just going to do probably the edges, and there's a couple bare metal spots on the top, and that'll be good for that. Whenever you're doing primering, you want to make sure you hit the edges a little bit extra, because that'll be the first place you burn through sanding when you're doing your final prep on it. I'm really excited. I love my new activity center. I've got plenty of room, just like the Step Brothers, and I'm going to go have me a beer. I'm David from the Redneck Garage. Keep turning wrenches.